Wan'Dale Robinson seemingly came out of nowhere to become one of the top waiver wire options heading into week 5. Last week he had 18.1 points. The week before that he had 13.1 points. And managers are asking themselves, is Robinson legit? Or is the Giants offense so bad he's just getting a few good games and is he a flash in the pan? Today, we're going to go watch the film to give you a verdict of whether or not you should be adding Wan'Dale Robinson to your fantasy football team. To kick things off, I want to get a better understanding of how Robinson wins as a receiver, and that's going to be through these two primary routes. First, we're going to look at all of his sit-down routes near the line of scrimmage, and this is going to be a clip from week 1 where Robinson actually had 47 snaps, 37 route runs, and 11 targets this game. Now let me preface something as well before we dive in. Robinson played 80% of his routes from the slot this year, so he is a slot receiver. He's not going to be on the field the most out of Malik Neighbors or even Darius Slayton, but he's getting the high value targets. He's the one getting targeted. We see, even though Slayton outsnaps him, he has 11 targets compared to Slayton at 4. So first play, we're going to see right here, Robinson lined up at the top of your screen. Daniel Jones is just going to, nice little drop back, gets the ball, 1-2, boom, ball is out, and Robinson just cuts right towards the middle. Very easy sit-down route, just like we talked about. Next play, you see 5 wide, Robinson lined up to the top of your screen, and again, he's just going to do a nice little hitch, nice little sit-down right here. These routes are very simple, but Robinson, you see right here, explodes off the line, does a great job breaking down right away, sits, catches the ball, and does a great job turning at field as well. If you can see how he's doing a good job making sure he's bringing the ball in, but even though he just caught the ball, his shoulders and feet are already turned up field because that's going to allow him, as we'll see as this clip plays out, to get, and 1 extra yard here, not really going to be a big difference because there's 2 safeties right hawking him, but if he has some space, it'll help him pick up 4 or 5 yards. And not only is he going to get that reception for PPR leagues, but he's going to get, another 5-6 yards, which gives you 0.5 points, and is also very important because if he's just getting a 1-yard reception for 1 yard every single time, obviously, you still love that in a PPR league, but it's not going to give him much upside. He's actually able to do a decent amount with the catch, and he's not a total dud. He's very, very explosive, actually. Lined up at the bottom of your screen, and this is going to be the same route, but just deeper down the field. You can see the Giants are clearly backed up. You have 2 safeties, 3 safeties back here, so Robinson is going to do a good job recognizing the soft spot in the defense, come up here, do a nice little curl close to the sticks, and Daniel Jones does a good job taking a drop back right here, getting at the ball. You see Robinson at the bottom of your screen, do a good job kind of breaking up the seam, gets towards the middle of the field, splits these 2 defenders, and does a good job cutting, stopping on a dime, turning around, and just doing a good job of reeling in that pretty bad Daniel Jones throw as well. But that's a play where they're just trying to feed him. Again, probably a 3-second-ish drop, but he's getting the ball on a 15-yard reception. That's not typically what he does, but it's definitely in his bag, and he's not only running yards, a few yards off the line of scrimmage. He will get down the field if the situation calls for it. Same game, same concept. You have Robinson, again, literally doing the exact same route, breaking towards the middle of the field, and Daniel Jones is once again, this is his bread and butter, again, and he's going to pick up a ton of yards too. Find him, does a very good job, and picks up a nice 10-yard game on just a little simple curl sit-down route. We're going to skip ahead to week 4 against the Cowboys because week 1 was littered with all those sit-down curl routes. It was really just that in his route tree, but 3 weeks ahead, we're going to look at all of his outbreaking routes, especially against the Cowboys when he had 14 targets despite only having 45 snaps, 3rd in the wide receiver room, but that's because he's used in the slot and he's used on these simple, efficient routes. Again, we're going to see him run an out route here. It's going to be a pretty simple, pretty clean out route, not too far up the field, but Robinson just going to break to the bottom of your screen. Daniel Jones does a good job getting the snap, looking to the left right away. Robinson makes a pretty nice cut as well, gathers a decent amount of separation with how close the line of scrimmage is. I'd say that's more than enough to make a comfortable catch. Ball is out. Good job by Robinson. And this is also another reason why I wanted to highlight this, because we didn't see Robinson really get the ability to show off his yak. Here, Robinson comes around to the ball, makes a man miss, and then picks up another 3, 4, 5 yards and gets the first down. That's why he's getting targets, because he's a chain mover. He's able to pick up these first downs, which is something Daniel Jones needs, the Giants needs. So obviously, they're going to keep giving him targets. That's not going to go away. And especially for fantasy, again, it's not just only sit downs where he's getting the reception and that's it. He's getting a nice amount of yak after the catch. Again, 5 yards right here. And that really will add up over the course of a game where he has 14 targets bringing 8 or 9 passes. I wanted to display that route because it was a nice yak play as well. But here, we're going to go back to week 1. Robinson does a nice job breaking down his defender. And here, he sees the defenders are playing off. It's kind of just a good call and good route by Robinson as well. Does a nice slant route, cuts very well up the field, and makes a nice attempt to, get up past, I believe that's like a 7-8 yard gain. So very nice play by Robinson. His cuts look nice. Great route running on that slant, but it's close near the line of scrimmage. Easy target, and that's going to continue all season long. Looking at week 3 now, we're going to have some more slant routes, and this is against the Browns where he runs the same amount of routes as Darius Slayton at 31, but draws 8 targets this game, so pretty solid day. Now here, you're going to see Robinson just run a nice little slant route. It's going to be a simple read for Daniel Jones as well. Gets the ball. He looks immediately to that side of the field. Robinson does a good job breaking his defender down. Gets a sliver of space. Needs to be a good throw, but he does a good job hanging on to that. Does a good job of just snatching the ball out of the air. The defender falls down, and here you'll see him pick up a nice amount of yards after the catch as well. Going back to that, statement where we were talking about his yak ability, it's something that is very, very prominent in his game. The Giants want to give him the ball in space. He will make plays like this on a consistent basis. Going off that last play, you have Robinson line up at the bottom of your screen, and this is just going to be a screen pass. It's not anything crazy, even though that Robinson is a good yak player. He's only going to get 5 or 6 yards, and I really only saw a few of these, but just, the willingness to throw him the screen, and he looks pretty good on this play. Kind of just proves my point of his yak ability and will translate to all the other plays where he gets the ball in space. Robinson has actually never scored more than 1 touchdown in his whole career. Granted, he only played 1 full season, basically 15 games last year, and scored 1 touchdown. But I want to take a look at his involvement in the red zone to see if that will spike up, because having a low touchdown season can definitely kill your upside. So Robinson here is going to do a nice little out route, breaking towards the top of the end zone. Daniel Jones gets the ball again there at about the 15-yard line. So important target. It's a snap throw. Bad throw by Jones, but I think Robinson definitely did get open, and it's very nice to see him get targeted near the red zone. Probably wouldn't have resulted in a touchdown, but just seeing the Giants go to Robinson, it is making me more confident that he's going to have, a 4, 5, 6 touchdown year rather than scoring 1 to 2 and kind of being that Deontay Johnson type player from a few years ago. So I don't have too many clips from the game against the Commanders, but I did want to bring it up because this game he only had 4 targets. Here it's going to be a out route, but this actually shows his improv skills. So Jones is not going to initially throw him the ball right away. You'll see he looks down, is getting pressured, steps up in the pocket, and while Robinson is definitely open right here, he's not getting the ball until Jones steps up. Robinson realizes that there's empty space with this corner dropping to Malik Neighbors, and he can get even closer to the line of scrimmage. This is just a very intelligent football play by Robinson going up the field, and of course Daniel Jones misses the throw, but the bottom line is Robinson knows what he's doing, and players like this are going to continue to get a ton of reps from their coaches. Simple little flat route by Robinson here, gonna go to the bottom of your screen, and Jones is gonna try and find him immediately. He does, gets the ball out, turns. Robinson catches the ball, and he's not really in a great position to do anything with the ball behind him, a few yards behind the line of scrimmage. Corner right on him, but uses his yak ability and explosiveness again and gets that simple touch and turns it into a catch and 10 yards. That's exactly what we want in PPR leagues. It's not going to be the only time Robinson does this either. Same concept against the Browns, and he's going to be at the bottom of your screen this time. Daniel Jones gets the ball. Again, very simple read, gets the ball out right away, and Robinson does a good job turning up the field, turns that easy target into a catch and about 9 to 10 yards. Here's a play that perfectly shows the Giants' willingness to want to use Robinson. They're going to use him on a massive motion here, comes to the bottom of your screen, stops, comes back right out, and they're going to give him the ball in space, and he's going to pick up that first down. Again, he is going to be a guy that they trust near the first down marker to get that first down. He is going to be a chain mover from him, and that's going to result in him keeping those easy targets, keeping those easy points for fantasy football. To wrap this video up, I want to look at a few more of Robinson's red zone targets. Here, it's going to be a sit down, just like we discussed earlier. A very simple route. He does it very well. Gets between two defenders. Jones does a good job putting it there, and Robinson turns up the field very well, and he actually gets stopped at about the 2-yard line. If this ball was just, a few yards up, that could have resulted in a touchdown for sure. For Robinson, just is stopped just short, and that screws him out of a touchdown, but I think definitely that could have been a play where, had they been closer to the end zone, it still would have worked, and it probably would have resulted in a touchdown for Robinson. Here, Robinson's going to run a little out route kind of up the field as well, and he's honestly open originally. I would have liked Jones to throw this. You'll see what I mean in a second. Jones looks at him right away, and here, why don't you just give him the ball right here? It's a one-on-one with this defender, and you're giving Robinson a shot to do what he does best, which is make a man miss. Instead, Jones doesn't like it, comes back to the middle, goes through his progressions, scrambles away, and then Robinson does a good job at least just grabbing the catch near the red zone. But I definitely would have loved to see Jones throw that, as I think that 100% could have resulted in a touchdown if Robinson would have made a nice move. Here's one of my favorite plays just because of how much the Giants are moving Robinson around in motion. They're going to bring him to the bottom of your screen, bring him back, bring him to the backfield and cut out. And here, he's just going to run a little kind of bubble screenish type route. And Jones, I don't really know why he takes so long to throw the ball. Again, here he's putting a one-on-one and just can't break the tackle. I think things would have ended a lot differently if Jones had just got the ball out of his hands. But that definitely shows the willingness to try and get Robinson touches near the red zone, and sooner or later, I truly believe that those kind of targets will turn into touchdowns for Robinson. To end off this video, I wanted to display one singular route I found of Robinson being used as a deep threat. It is week 4, so maybe it is a sign of something to come going forward. But Robinson was basically exclusively used near the line of scrimmage. Here, they're going to put him on a deep corner route, and honestly, it's not a bad route at all by Robinson, and Jones just misses the throw, but we'll see here. Is about 10 yards up the field, does a good job running behind this receiver right there, gets into the open space, and honestly, he's open. If he just sits down right here and Jones can deliver that ball, there's more than enough space, and that would have been a really, really big gain. However, that's not what's going to happen. He's going to keep running. I don't know, by design, or he just honestly, that may be his fault that he ran too far up the field. Ends that up makes it a contested catch, and it actually gets behind the defender. It seemed like neither of them knew what the ball was going. Very messy route, but I did want to point out that we did see Robinson, be used to take a shot deep in the last game that we have film on against the Cowboys. After watching the film, I can confidently say that I love Wan'Dale Robinson in PPR formats. He's great at getting open. He's great at just getting those cheap receptions and drawing targets on a weekly basis. Now, recapping his entire profile, he was a former second-round pick, 42nd overall in 2022. He actually got injured that year, only played 6 games, but last season, he played 15 games, averaged 8.9 points per game. Not very impressive, but he had 78 targets, and the reason why he only had 8.9 fantasy points relies a lot on the fact that he's only had 1 touchdown. He already has 1 touchdown this year, so he's never going to be a super high volume touchdown score, but he has 38 targets through 4 games. 12 in week 1, only 4 in week 2, but 8 in week 3, and week 4 he had 11. Getting a guy with that kind of target volume is something that you definitely want on your team and on your bench, because targets are very predictable week in and week out. You have a bye, you have an injury. That's a guy that you can confidently plug into your flex, because you know he's going to have a chance to get those receptions. He's going to have a floor ceiling combination of about close to 10 points as his floor, and his ceiling to score about 15 to 18 points like he did these past few weeks. Robinson, very good player, very talented guy, has the pedigree coming out, and he's finally reaping the rewards of Daniel Jones not looking like the worst quarterback in the NFL at this moment. I would absolutely add Wan'Dale Robinson. He's available in most leagues, and you can throw him on your bench and use him as a plug-and-play type player. That being said, that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys did enjoy, you can check out any of our previous videos, but be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as that's going to be the best way you can support us on the channel. That said though, we also have a free Discord to help you with your fantasy football team. We give personalized advice. We have a big community now that loves talking fantasy football, and we have multiple experts in the channel to help you out, including myself. It's completely free. You can find the link in the description and the comments, so go check that out. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your opinion down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.